What up, team? Welcome into the next episode of the Fit CEO podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube, you're going to notice a different background, right? You see a little brick wall, you see a little branding, you see some fancy lights. I told an admin of ours, hey, can you make me a podcast studio as a Zoom background? And she did. And it saved me a lot of money. Now I don't have to create a podcast studio in my actual office. I could just use this nice curated Zoom background. Anyways, what a great way to start this episode, right? Today's is going to be more of a training style. So if you are listening on the podcast, highly encourage that you do check out the YouTube channel. If you just type in the Fit CEO on YouTube, you're going to be able to find the YouTube channel. This one, you're still going to get tons of value if you are listening on the podcast, but you'll be able to get all the visuals of everything that I'm going to break down in this training on the YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break it all down. I'm going to share my screen here. And what we're going to be chatting about today is we're going to be chatting about this mini course funnel that we've been using for a little bit now and have had some really good success with. So this is a marketing funnel that we tested out. I would say about 3 months ago, we started testing out this marketing funnel, and we've had some really good success with it running organically and also running through paid traffic. So you could use this marketing funnel even if you aren't running paid traffic, even if you aren't running ads. So once again, highly encourage you to check out the YouTube. You're going to get the visual. I'm going to break down and show you guys an example mini course that we've created and how you could use that as a marketing funnel. If not, if you're on the podcast, once again, you're still going to get tons of value. So why did we try this method? Why did we try the mini course marketing funnel method? And what exactly is it? All right, so let's go over the what first. All right, so what it is it's pretty much exactly how it sounds, right? We created a mini course that's centered around a particular topic that our ideal client is very interested in. The one that we created a few, but the one that I'm going to show you in today's video is we created a certification, a online fitness and nutrition certification. So you're going to pick a topic that your audience is very interested in. All right, you're going to create a really solid mini course with good information. All right, and then within that mini course, you're going to be able to funnel the mini course users into many different avenues where they can be sold into your program. All right, hold on, I just got to write one quick thing down. Okay. So that's what this is, right? Now let's talk about why we are doing this, and then we'll go into the how. All right, so why we are choosing to do this is really this process does 3 things for your potential clients. All right, it shows, it builds trust, and it funnels them into particular patterns. So let's break down each of those 3. All right, so starting with showing. All right, so it shows them the level of content that is going to be inside your program, right? What do all potential prospects want to know? They want to know, is the program actually good, right? The mini course is a great opportunity for you to give them a little bit of a taste of what they can expect being a client with you. All right. So it actually shows them a little bit about, the level of expertise, the level of content that you can create as an online fitness coach. Or whatever coach, right? This method can apply to any coaching business. All right, so that's the showing part. It shows them a little piece of what they can expect being a client with you. All right, the second thing that it does is it builds trust. Because you are not afraid to give them this free value, and because you are giving them high quality free value, in return, it is going to build that necessary level of trust in order for them to want to take that next step in the client journey and become an actual paying client. All right, so that's the trust factor. Now, the third reason why we really like this funnel is for the funneling aspect. And here's what that means. All right, and you'll be able to see this and hear this in the rest of the video as well. But if you use Kajabi to create your mini course, there are many different nifty tricks where you could take the mini course user, the prospect, and funnel them into many different directions, right? You can send them to, if you have a podcast, you can send them to your podcast, right? If you have a free Facebook group, you can send them to that. If you have a video sales letter, you can send them to that. And we're going to dive more into the specifics of what that looks like. But the last reason why we really like the mini course funnel is for that reason specifically, is if you use Kajabi, it has the capability to take the mini course user and funnel them into many different areas where they can continue down that path of becoming a potential client of yours. All right. So we've covered the what, we've covered the why. All right, now we're going to get into the actual how. All right, so I'm going to actually, show you around the mini course. And once again, if you're on the podcast, I will try my best to be able to properly communicate exactly what it is that you would see, but still encourage that you check out the YouTube video. Okay, so let's break it all down, starting with the showing aspect. All right, so remember, we have showing, we have trust, and we have funnel. Those are the three main reasons why. So the way that I'm going to break this down and showing you the how is I will go into each of those three more specifically. All right, so with the showing aspect, remember what we're doing here is we are showing them the level of content that they can expect if they become a client of ours. All right, so the first thing you have to do right in the showing part is you got to pick the right topic. All right, you got to pick the right topic. So you know your ideal client way better than me. You know your ideal client way better than hopefully anybody else. All right, so you will know the topics that will pique their curiosity. Right, for us, I would say about 90% of our clients are online fitness coaches who are just getting started and they want to scale to that first $10,000, $20,000 a month. Right, so the big common questions that they have is, what should I offer? What should I charge? How do I generate leads? Do I need to be certified? Do I not need to be certified? Right? These are the common questions that they're asking. So we would pick one of those topics to center around a mini course. Now, my recommendation is you only pick one topic, right? So if you are going to pick counting calories, you should only have counting calories in there. And the reason that is because if you start throwing multiple different topics in there, how to count calories, how to stay on top of your hydration, sleep, how to repair your hormones, you start throwing all this stuff in there, you're not giving them any reason to become a client with you, right? So just pick one topic and you're going to excel at that one topic in this mini course. All right, so that's point number one. All right, point number two is the content has to actually be good. All right, the content has to actually be good. So what we did with our content, and I'll just give you a little visual here, is we used Kajabi. All right, and in Kajabi, to make our content good, what we did is every single module has a written document, right? So it's a Google Doc with written information, and it also has videos that accompany the Google Doc, right? So it's video plus written. The reason we do that is, we've created a lot of different courses and we get a lot of requests for both. We want writing, we want video, right? So that was the structure of our content, is we wanted to make sure that we checked off both boxes. We had the written portion, we had the video portion. All right. And then we made sure, all right, if we're going to do a certification as our mini course, we made sure to hit on all the topics that would make one feel like they can actually start coaching clients after finishing this certification, right? So that's the question that you need to answer. When you sit down and you create the content, you want to create an outline that answers this question. By the end of this mini course, what information would they need to be an expert at XYZ, whatever the topic is, right? And you're going to want to actually list out the content. All right, in terms of making it good, obviously the information has to be good. To make it aesthetically pleasing, you want to do a video. You also want to do a written version for every single module. And then if you are watching the YouTube video, you're going to want to have these picture placeholders for every single lesson. All right. So the picture placeholder is basically the thumbnail. If you are listening on a podcast, this will create a visual. It's basically the thumbnail for every single video, right? So you want to keep your thumbnail nice and congruent for every single module lesson. All right. And once again, if you're watching on the YouTube, you get the perk of actually seeing what that is. Okay. So I'm not going to dive too deeply into the content piece, just because, once again, you're the subject matter expert and you're going to know how to create the content. Those are just some takeaways to make sure that your content is good. All right. So that's the showing part. All right, now we're going to get into the trust part, right? So the trust part and the showing part, they're best friends, right? So if you're showing them great pieces of content, that is going to inherently build trust. There's really not a whole lot else I have to say around the trust aspect, other than, give more away for free than you were probably anticipating, and making sure that the content is actually good. All right. The most important part of this from a marketing and sales standpoint is making sure that we check all the boxes of the funneling portion. All right. And there are multiple different ways to use this for lead generation. All right. So number one, if you are going to use Kajabi, you can create a bar at the top of the Kajabi website for your mini course. All right. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can see that. If you're listening on podcast, basically to create the visual for you, you have your mini course. Your mini course is almost built into a landing page. And at the top of the landing page, there is a clickable bar. All right. So what we did is on that clickable bar, we have a marketing tagline, which I'll get into in a minute. And if they click this bar, it takes them to our VSL. All right. If you don't know, VSL stands for Video Sales Letter. And what the video sales letter does is it answers a common question that your prospect asks, and then it drives them to fill out an intake form or an application. All right, so our tagline, so most of our students want to know, what does it take to become a full-time online fitness coach? So the tagline that we have in this clickable bar at the top is how NLCA students are going full-time in their online fitness coaching business in just 3.5 months. And if you click that and you are watching this, it will take you to our video sales letter page. You can watch the video to learn how our students are achieving that feat. You can see some testimonials, right? And you could fill out an application to schedule a call. All right, so that's one way that you could funnel people from your mini course to your VSL. All right, so you could put the VSL as the clickable bar at the top. The other place that you can put the VSL, if you are watching this on the video, is on the right-hand side of the mini course landing page. They allow you to do a little write-up, and they allow you to put a clickable button as well. So what we did for the write-up is build a 20K month online fitness coaching business. And then we have a paragraph that kind of briefly explains, and then we drive people to click the link, which once again is just going to take them to that VSL where they can watch the video and then potentially fill out an application. All right, so that's one way to get them to apply to your coaching using this method. All right, the second way is if you have a free WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp group chat, or if you have a free Facebook group, you can funnel people to your free Facebook group. So if you are watching on the YouTube, there is a tab on the top of the mini course landing page here that will allow you to send people to your free Facebook group. All right. So it looks very much, if you picture a traditional website, at the top how they have different options that you can click. If you are picturing this on the podcast, it's very much the same. So that's one place where you can funnel them to your free Facebook group. The second place that you can funnel them to your free Facebook group is you can make a module about it. So we have a welcome module. In the welcome module is a welcome video that breaks down, how to use the podcast, all the additional perks that I'm going through with you right now. And then in the welcome module is also, it says join our free Facebook community, and there's the link to our free Facebook community. All right, so that is another way that you can drive leads to an external place outside of your mini course where you can continue to nurture those leads and book them for calls. All right, the third way is the bonus content plus the type form. So inside of the actual mini course, the very last module, we have 2 free bonuses. All right, so when you're thinking about providing free bonuses, this could be, interviews that you've had with clients. This could be your personal story. This could be actual, like an additional bonus resource, like pertaining to a topic that is separate from the mini course, or maybe complements the topic that is in the mini course. There's a lot that you could do with the additional free bonuses, but this will be a separate module on its own. And once again, it could be, additional free resources. It could be interviews with clients. It could be your personal story, whatever you feel like is going to land home with this audience. Now, the perk of this is obviously they feel like they're getting additional value. But we have a little Easter egg that's built into the free bonus. And if they complete the free bonus, then they will automatically get an email with a coupon code to get 20% off becoming an NLCA student. This is something that we mentioned in that welcome video. So in the welcome video, we'll say, here are your free bonuses. If you complete the free bonuses, you're going to get an email automatically that sends you an application to apply for NLCA and get 20% off. Right. So what this does is 2 things. One, obviously, it really entices them to get the 20% off and join the program, but it also entices them to actually go through the content, because if they don't go through the content and click complete on the mini course, then they're not going to get that type form. Okay, so obviously you'll have to ask yourself if that's something you want to do. We decided that that was something that we did want to do, was giving them that 20% off to join the program. Okay, so that's another way that you can funnel and get clients with this method, is through that free bonus strategy. Okay, and all these technical things that I'm talking about right now, all these technical things are very easy to do in Kajabi. I didn't want to make this video super technical, so you could just YouTube how to set up all that stuff up, and you'll find videos that way. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is when people opt in to your mini course, so they put in their name, their phone number, their email, and they join the mini course, you can automatically send them to an email list where they can get automatic emails. This is another feature that Kajabi offers, and you can make it as long as you want, right? So I would recommend creating, a 7 to 14 day email sequence. The purpose of that email sequence, just giving you the high level overview here, is you want to drive people back to the mini course. All right. So in those, 7 to 14 emails, they're essentially going to be check-ins that drive them back to actually using the mini course. All right. You can also use those to, drive them to different places if you want to send them to your podcast or your free group or your VSL. But really the main purpose of that email sequence should be to drive them back to the mini course, because if they use the mini course, right, they're going to use all these additional features and potentially have a higher likelihood of them becoming a client. So that is another way that you can funnel these leads, is by them opting in, attaching them to the Kajabi email sequence, and driving them back to the mini course. Okay, the last way that you can use this for lead generation is the opt-in. All right, so when they opt in, right, there should be a page before they get access to the mini course where they have to enter in their name, their phone number, and their email. When they opt in, either you or your DM team should have the list of opt-ins, and should be either calling or texting the people that opt into the mini course, thanking them for opting in, asking that they have any questions, and then trying to do some additional prospecting and see if they're ready for a sales call. All right, that is it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys took away something that is new. I don't see a ton of people doing this in the online space. I actually don't see anybody doing this in the online fitness coaching space. So this is a new tactic. And yeah, if you have any feedback, if you use it and you have any feedback on how it went, you could just shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'd love to chit chat back and forth. All right, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Peace.